I'm out in a little mullein patch and I'm looking for a handle for my ferro rod. My idea is pretty simple. I'm take a piece of mullein with the inside diameter that's large enough to receive my ferro rod. So what I'm doing is I'm breaking them off and kind of looking at them, and I want to find a mullein that's larger. As long as it's larger, I can just move up the stem until it's the right diameter. But look at this one. Ah, we found a good candidate. This is definitely, this should definitely have an inside diameter larger than my ferro rod. This thing is, I mean, it's tall too. It's I'm 6 foot tall. It's over my head, probably 3 foot. So that's 9 foot tall stock. So that's probably got a nice big inside diameter. The wind's a little bad, but just coincidentally, where I'm standing at this past fall, my daughter trapped a raccoon right here. So this is the one I'm thinking, and as long as it's big enough on the inside and not rotted, it's okay. I've actually found that if mullein is just a little bit degraded, if it is a little rotted, it doesn't seem to hurt starting a fire. As a matter of fact, I think you get a little more dust from it. You know, it's you know, the woody fibers of it flake and peel off as you're spinning it, so you can actually make a hand drill fire with it a little easier. But anyways, I don't mind if this is a little bit degraded too. So that's what we got there. You see, based off my finger, I think that that's the right size. And if it's a little bit too wide, I'll just work down the stem until it's the correct width. And then again, I'll slide my ferro rod into it and epoxy it, and then I'll have a handle. And I'm going to burn the end of it too, so it's got a cool look on the end of the handle. Anyways, I'm a hand drill guy, but if I go to the ferro rod, I still want to have the hand drill handle, if you will. Just thought that'd be cool, so I'm going to try it, see how it goes. Hang out, guys. I'll show you what I come up with. Ran out of the woods. The sky got real dark real fast. So this just turned into an indoor activity, which is perfect for what we're doing. Okay, so I've found what I believe to be the perfect stock for my ferro rod, and this is from firesteel.com. It's a 6-inch long and 1/2 inch diameter fire steel. That's the one I like. It's large, and I think it should be large because you get a lot of use from it. It's a little easier to use too. If you remember some of my other videos, I had a small one, and it's actually difficult to use a little one if your hands are numb, you know, if you're cold or something. So I got a big one. Kids were using it and I really liked it, so I got a large one as well. So I need a large diameter mullein because the inside of this mullein needs to be able to receive this ferro rod. So it's got to be 1/2 inch on the inside, and then so I figured that somewhere along this length is where it's going to fit. So I'm going to have to find the perfect diameter. I have to choose a spot to cut into this mullein. A hacksaw with a metal blade is actually pretty good for this. It's just a hair larger than it needs to be. So I'm going to take that back just a little bit. Probably just to back another, I don't know, 1/2 inch. I'm going to take it back a little bit further. thing is, this stock is actually a really nice one, so it's nice and straight. The length of it, it doesn't taper too much over the length of it. I think I can go further. I'm gonna cut off some more, so. All right, we're gonna cut it again. So I'm gonna cut it just after this knuckle because it gets nice and straight there for a length, and that'd be a good handle. And there's even a knuckle on the underside, so a little bit of character. But right about there. So the ferro rod would be buried about that far, maybe that far, and then my cut would be there. So I have about 3/4 of an inch to an inch inside, and then maybe the same on the outside, another inch or so. So let's try it out. Ooh, I don't know. There's the sound I didn't want to hear. No, it's just a little too small. Okay, so that's a good thing. That means this, I'm done with. So the length I need is in between there and here. So I'm narrowing it down. Nope. Yes. I think that's it. I think that's it. So, as long as I don't crack it pulling it out. So I'll clean up all that pith, and I'll get this inside of it. I'm just going to stir it up, effectively activating the epoxy. And I can smell it. It smells a lot like JB Weld too. I wonder if they use some of the same material. But I've used this on a couple handles that I made for my kids for their ferro rods. All right. Here we go. Ooh, a little crunch. All right, so I do have the slightest crack right there. You see where the glue's coming out? So that's actually a crack. That's okay. I'm all right with that. That is a good look. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm at my buddy's house. That's where I left my spar at last week. My urethane. I'm going to open this and then dip it. Hang on. Here we go. Boo. Look at that. Doesn't that look cool? Well, you guys can make all the noise you want. Makes it even better. I play music a little bit, and my banjo player and his wife are in the other room while I'm commentating for this ridiculously long dip. So there it is. It's all finished. It's got a nice little sheen on it. And I kept the little knobs on there so it looks decorative. And you can see the burnt end on it looks pretty sharp. Or dull. I was looking for my selfie stick. You guys remember me talking about this thing? I'm not very high tech, but that's it. It's just this long stick that I put some Velcro spots on to help me film, because I just use my phone. It's just got Velcro on the back. But I lost this. I couldn't find it. It was here at Pap's camp, and I just couldn't find it. So I'm glad I walked back here. I was going to spark a little fire just to finish this video, and found my stick, so I'm going to use it. If you pay attention to my videos at all, You'll see that I don't use real good equipment or anything. I just use what I have, and this is really no exception. This is a knife my mother gave me when I was a teenager, and it's not a real good lock blade. It's got a wiggly knife, but it's what I use because it's what I've got, and I'm kind of fond of it. But I did find in having to use cheaper stuff, you just have to find a way to use it. And I've used the blade to actually scrape my ferro rod before, but I don't like doing that for obvious reasons. You don't want to use your blade for that. But I found if I fold it up, I have that hard spine on it, and I can just scrape it like that and get my sparks from it. Just using the back of the knife, kind of like that. And it works pretty good for me. So we're going to go ahead and spark a fire now. So it's a cheap knife, but I'm making it work because it's what I've got. And you'll see that a lot in my videos. And that's probably how most of us feel. So we never have the good stuff like we want, but we'll make it work anyway. Ooh, baby. So I'm gonna burn the camera if I don't move it. So that's the first fire with the new fire steel. You know, if you're not subscribed to me, it's fine. I'm glad you stopped by and checked the video out anyway. You know, hope you come back. If you want to make sure that you're told, you got to hit the bell. It's in that corner up there next to the subscribe button. A lot of the videos now have been, well, you probably understand. You got to hit the bell to really get my notification. And if you don't subscribe, that's cool again. I'm glad you stopped by, but if you want to find out every time I post a video, click the bell, and, you know, I'll see you in the woods.